Let's go. Let's go. What's going on, world? Chuck Harden, your power builder, entrepreneur, empowering you so you can empower everything around you. Yes, indeed, you guys. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's the end of the week and the last day. So what we have to say for Friday is we call it Fight For It Friday. You got to fight for it. Fight for what? For whatever you want in life. Because if you don't fight for what you do want, what you don't want happens automatically. So I'm going to give Facebook a second to do its thing, generate me a little audience. I'm coming on a little early because I got a lot of stuff I got to get done today. But I want to keep my commitment to my commitment, right? Because we're in fourth quarter living, you guys. Fourth quarter living. We already in the month of November. It's the second month of the fourth quarter. We still running, still making it happen. And on Fridays where a lot of people start to fall off, but not us. Where a lot of people start to fade out to the weekend, but not us. Where a lot of people already have given up for the week, but not us. Because we fight for it Friday, TGIF. A lot of people think that stands for Thank God It's Friday. Let me help you out with that. You thank God for every day. Every day. TGIF means the grind includes Friday. So yeah, we don't take Fridays off. We push all the way through. We push it through to 2022. Right? So understand, we getting things done, making it happen. So glad you guys are checking in, checking on. Go ahead, give me the city and state you guys are checking in from. If you get watching a replay, type in replay, just so I can know what time of day we actually get a chance to connect, right? Because I love to inspire, I love to empower, I love to impact people to become better. Right? So our last series that we're talking about right now, we're talking about fighting for your finances. Really fighting for ways of how you can really create wealth and giving you guys information about how the money game really works, right? So we talked about a few different things. If you missed them last week, I'm going to do a quick recap, but I want you to go back and watch the episodes because I left them up on the page, right? First, number one, we talked about the cash equivalent. That's where most people are keeping their money, in the bank, right? I know a lot of people say, I got money in the bank. Not the best place in the world to have your money. Because in the bank, your money is not working for you. Your money's actually working against you if you're just keeping it in the bank. Why? Because you're not getting a good interest rate. Your money is not growing. It's sitting. And the interest rates on the bank is normally like 0.01352%. So think about this. If inflation is 4% and your money's going at 1%, you lose 3% every year. You don't lose the dollar amount, but you lose the value of the dollar. Okay, that's where a lot of people are keeping their money. It's a great thing to have a savings account and a checking account just to pay your bills, just to have an emergency fund in case something happens. But the majority of your money you need to have working for you. Now, last week we talked about bonds, right? A lot of people will always confuse stocks and bonds and think it's the same thing. No, it's not stocks and bonds. It's stocks or bonds. They're two different things. But we talked about bonds are for the conservative. Right? Because if you have your money in a bond, you're not necessarily losing value, but you're not growing very big either. So you're not losing, but you're not growing. Three things you need to remember when it comes to bonds. You need to, one, remember the face amount. Second, you need to know the maturity date. And third, you need to know your interest rate. So go back and check out that video because that was last week. Today, we're going to talk about stocks, right? Because the bonds are for the conservative. The stocks are for the rich. For the rich, right? Let me tell you why. Because stocks, you can really create some wealth in working with stocks, but you got to know how the stock game works. All right. Now, again, all this I'm teaching you, I learned in my Game Changer event a few weeks back. So it's nothing I'm making up, right? I just learned it, and I love to teach people what I learned so y'all can be educated as well, right? So when it comes to stocks, you have to know there are three phases to stocks. You have the pre-IPO. IPO stands for initial public offering, okay? IPO, when you hear that term, that means initial public offering. But you have a pre-IPO. You have a IPO, and then you have the secondary market. Now, the pre-IPO are for the people, are the business owners. Those are the people that actually created the business, right? So when it comes to the pre-IPO stage, those are the individuals that really come out wealthy if this thing works out. Notice what I said. They come out wealthy if this thing works out. Because, most businesses don't make it past 3 to 5 years. When I'm saying most, I don't mean like 25, 30%. I mean 70 to 75% of businesses fail in the first 3 to 5 years. But if you make it through that pre-IPO and you're part of the pre-IPO, oh, you come out wealthy, because those are normally the people that came up with the idea of the company, came up with the vision of the company, and they sold it to a few individuals who believed in that vision. So they cashed in. So people that are involved normally in the pre-IPO stage, those are people that not only work for that company, but they have another job as well to pay the bills. They are really grinding, okay? Then you have the IPO stage. Now, the IPO stage is once that business has proven they can make some money. They've proven they have a great product or a great service that the market can use. So now they have investors. They have brokers call them up and find them money. So people now invest into that company, into that idea to help them scale up, right? So if you got a great franchise you started here in the city you're in, you can find some investors to help you take it to 3 or 4 other different cities. So you have investors. You can either have to be a broker or accredited investor. That's a very important term, an accredited investor, in order to invest at that point. Because as the IPO, as the business owners, they might create a business and have stock, and they get the stock at like 17 cents because it's just a piece of paper. It has no value at that point because it's still just an idea. Once you get to the pre-IPO stage or the IPO stage, now you've actually proven that you can make money and be profitable. So now it's not worth 17 cents anymore. So the people in the IPO stage, they might come in and pay $10 for it. So the people that got it at 17 cents and it's now worth $10, oh, they made some money, right? But again, you can't buy it there because you have to be an accredited investor, right? Now, the next stage is when it goes public. And that's when we get to hear about the company, right? When Facebook went public, when Amazon went public, right? And then it came out to the market at like $70 a share, $80 a share. So for the people involved in the IPO stage who got it at $10 and now it's worth $80, they came up. But think about the people that got it at 17 cents. They came up, right? So we get to buy it at $80. They got to buy it at $10. The people that started got it at $17. So you just got to understand where you are in that process, right? This is how you know you're truly buying a stock, because it's regulated by the FTC and it's regulated by the SEC. These are government agencies to protect the consumers or the common market from getting taken advantage of, to be sure that those broker deals are doing what they're supposed to do. A very necessary thing, right? But this is how you know. Now, when it comes to the accredited investor, let me tell you what it takes to be an accredited investor, because that's where we really, really want to be. And that's why we call the stocks are for the rich. Because in order to be an accredited investor, you either have to be worth $1 million, not including your home, or you have to earn over $250,000 a year. Now, think about it. I mean, come on now. You have to be worth over $1 million, or you have to be earned over $250,000 a year. So if you aren't in that category, you cannot buy at the IPO stage. A broker cannot even call you legally. They cannot even call and tell you about it. Even if you know or hear about it from the street, legally, you cannot invest. So you know what that tells me, and why we say that the stocks are for the rich? What that tells me is, if you poor, you cannot play. If you're not abundantly wealthy, you cannot play. So you should have some money in the stock market, because think about this. If Facebook came out at $35 a share and you bought it at $35 a share and then it went to $135 a share, you made some money. But you didn't make the same amount of money that the person that owned it at 17 cents a share. It's just, that's how the game works, right? So we like to give you guys the information and education because, again, we can become accredited investors. You still have to meet those criteria. You have to be worth $1 million, not including your home, or earn over $250,000 a year to be an accredited investor. Or what you can do is you can start a business. You can have an idea. You can have the mindset and the vision to start a business, the grind to build it up. Then you can take your own company public. See, they never said we couldn't do that, right? They didn't say we couldn't do that. We can't be an accredited investor, but you can start a business. You can have the idea. You can sell that vision to other people, and you can blow it out the water. Right? I'm gonna give you a great example. One of my best friends' name is Zach Wallace. He started Local Green. It was a vision. He started in his mama's kitchen. I used to go over to his house to buy food over there, right, to help support his vision. And now he got a food truck. Now he has a storefront. Now he's about to have a second food truck at another storefront, right? That's having that vision and putting that grind in, but he put in a whole lot of work, right? So understand it makes it attainable for us, but we just know where we have to start and play, all right? Now, next week, I'm going to tell you guys exactly what you can do to create wealth, because there's one more category, right? We talked about cash equivalents, we talked about bonds, and we just talked about stocks. But there's something else that the average person, you and I, can do in order to still create wealth, even though we're not IPO or accredited investors. All right? So you guys take that information, take some notes. Hey, share this if you think it can help somebody, if you think it can bless somebody, because that's what we're here. We're here to bless people. And my mentor taught me a blessing ain't a blessing unless you can give it away. So we just giving this information away. All right? So my name is Chuck Harden, your power builder entrepreneur, and I'm empowering you so you can empower everything around you. Talk to you guys soon. I got to get some work done. Peace.